Welcome or welcome back to Better Preparedness. This is a bit of a shout out to those right now in Canada. Now, you may recall, about 3 weeks ago I did a video about the big rains here in Africa. Now, these are rains that kind of overwhelm the entire landscape and create flooding and disaster, and well, which they did. We had about 8 days of rain and a huge amount of flooding in certain areas. But I want to do a shout out to those in Canada. Opening up the Canadian news yesterday, there's been a huge amount of coverage of this huge storm that's hitting Newfoundland. And Newfoundland and Labrador is a province on the eastern end of the country. And Newfoundland, especially eastern Newfoundland down near St. John's right now, is getting pummeled by a storm that is dumping like 75 centimeters of snow. This is about those of you who are currently in the storm, and well, just about snowstorms in general, because there's a lot of stuff you can do and you can learn from in emergency preparedness that will really help you now or in the future. If you like this type of video, click the subscribe button and the little bell icon. Let's jump into it. Right now, I hope you're doing one of two things. Either taking shelter and just simply heeding the warnings of the authorities to just stay inside, or maybe you're dealing with it, but I'm really hoping you're not responding in a sort of crisis manner with a collapsed roof or what have you, or being stuck out on the road. But you've got to listen to those warnings, especially to stay off the road. And well, why? Because you can become a victim. One of the challenges of emergency preparedness is preventing people from becoming more victims. Now, there's always going to be legitimate victims where their building collapses or whatever it is. They're stuck. They were really out there stuck somewhere and now they need help. But one of the challenges is people heading out there and, well, becoming victims themselves. And now you've got to put authorities in a dangerous state to try and reach you and help you out. I still recall back in my firefighter days when we had a few mega storms. And a mega storm for me, that's something that's so big, it's once every 1 to 2 or 3 years. It's not your frequent ones, 5 to 20 centimeters of snow. Canada handles that all the time, and same for the northern parts of the US. But when you get a mega storm, that's something big. That kind of pins you inside. Don't go out on the road. Sometimes you can have some fun with it too, once the winds have stopped and the kids can get out and play and you can, well, start shoveling. But I want to talk to you about what you can do. Take a pen and paper, or you can use an electronic device if you want as well. Think about right now, what are your challenges facing this storm? Write some of those things down. Are you pinned down? Are you somewhere else? Are you lacking certain services that you critically need, or access to whatever is medication or food care, or food for your pet, who knows what. Just write some of those challenges that you're currently facing. Number two, what would help you right now? What are certain things that you could actually have on hand, have more of? Is it better snow shoveling equipment? Is it warmer clothes? Is it more food stocks? Is it a few more preparations like a generator if you live in the rural side of the city and you're without power? Now, what would help you in the future? What could you learn? What could you be prepared with? Maybe you relocate before you get the storm hits and you're in a safer place. Now let's think about what would help you get back to normal. Now, it's one thing, once this snow is fallen, that snow is either there or it's going to melt. If it's going to melt, it could melt very quickly if it was a flash thaw or rain and so on. So think about what could help you out to deal with this, and write that down. Once things have settled and passed, start doing some research. You can look at the federal level. In Canada, that would be GetPrepared.gc.ca. In the United States, they have Ready.gov. And then you have all the provincial and you have territory websites and institutions in the United States. You have the state level. So do your research. What are the things that they recommend that you know in advance, that you plan in advance, that you buy in advance? You might say, wait, Blair, but it's 33 degrees where you are in South Africa. You're totally right. Yeah, no, I don't have anything to counter about that. Yes, it's 33 degrees. It's a beautiful day here in South Africa. But remember, we did have that 8 days of rain with mass flooding in certain areas. So I'm not going to necessarily get much sympathy, but it is what it is. And we'll be facing Canadian winter, not too long from now. Maybe take notes each time you have one of these mega storms. And bit by bit, you'll probably see a pattern of where the opportunities are and what challenges kept repeating themselves. In the comment section below, what are your top tips for winter and snowstorm preparedness? Put that in the comment section below. How did this storm impact you? And well, share it below. I hope you enjoyed this short video. Click that like and subscribe button if you did. Share it if you'd like. That would certainly help the channel. And well, be better prepared. Better preparedness is all about those easy opportunities many of us have in, well, being better prepared. Stick around and watch another episode or two. I'm going to put an episode about the big floods here in South Africa.